Hello everyone, and today we're going to be talking about this mod for Medieval 2 Total War, which is called Diadochi Alexander's Legacy. And this is a mod that I actually had never gotten around to until recently. And I have to say, it's quite nice. It's quite refreshing, and it's very much inspired a lot by mods like Europa Barbarorum and Diadochi Total War for Rome Total War. And it focuses on the wars of the successors of Alexander. So, of course, in this picture here, it's a famous representation of that famous ancient mural of Alexander fighting Darius III at Gaugamela. You can see this is Darius III. This is Alexander. And yeah, let's take a look at this mod. So, the map is very much focused on, the territories that were part of Alexander's empire. So it definitely does not, Western Europe is not its focus, and it's not included there. Of course, the Romans are not the focus of this mod. This is all about Alexander's successors, so the Seleucids, the Antigonids, the Ptolemies, the Pontus, the Achaemenid successor states, so Pontus, Armenia, and Pergamum, the Greek cities. So let's take a look here at all the factions. So we've got Macedon under Antigonos Gonatas. Oh, and this mod starts in 272 BC. So we've got Epirus under Pyrrhus. You've got the Ptolemies. Got the Seleucids. You've got Bactria. You have Pontus. You have Pergamum. The Greek cities, Koinon Hellenon. Of course, utilizing the Koinon Hellenon name from Europa Barbarorum. You've got Syracuse. You've got the kingdom of the Cimmerian Bosporus with its capital at Pantikapaion. You've got the Romans far to the west there. You've got the Mauryan Empire under Asoka. You've got Armenia under Yervant III. You've got Parthia under Arshak I. The Sarmatians, the Saka, the Getae, the Odrysian Thracian kingdom, the Ardii Illyrians, the Nabateans, the Saba kingdom in around modern Yemen, and the Nubians, the kingdom of Kush. So for today, let's take one of these factions for a spin, and I'll showcase the map and a lot of the unique aspects of this mod. So let's go for... Should I go for Pergamum? I'll go for Pergamum. And we've got this nice little loading screen there briefly. I have to say, I like the color scheme and the aesthetic that is incorporated in this mod. And I have to say, the campaign is quite nicely designed as well. So let's take a look at the Pergamene Empire here. So, of course, you've got Pergamon, the capital. You've got Abydos, another Pergamene city. And I have to say, for a Medieval 2 mod, this map looks really nice. Everyone knows that usually I don't really like the look of the Medieval 2 campaign map, especially the vanilla one. Like the map that is included in Chivalry 2, for example, just a modified form of the vanilla map. I don't like the aesthetic of that map. So, spoiler alert, I'm going to showcase the map of this mod. So here you can see the Balkans looking very nice. I like the colors. I think the colors are better than the vanilla ones. The vanilla ones are a little, you know, these ones, they're not perfect, in my opinion. They're a little too bright, I think. But I think it's better than the vanilla colors, which are a little bland, right? They're bright and bland, I think, in vanilla. But these colors are very nice. So you've got, I have to say, it's a nice map. It's a nice map. So you can see Pontus here, Asia Minor, and the Seleucids and Ptolemies, Pergamum and Pontus fighting in Asia Minor for dominance. You've got the Ptolemaic and Seleucid frontier here in Syria. I have to say, in terms of the map design, the cities that are included, I am very pleased with the cities included and with the whole province division here. This map is pretty much how I would divide up the map in terms of the provinces and things of that nature. So, yeah, and Bactria also looks quite nice. I have to say, they've done a nice job. So clearly, you can tell this mod was, or has been influenced significantly by mods like Europa Barbarorum. So let's hide the map again. And you can tell from things like the buildings. So almost every province has a province building and a description. And there are a lot of unique buildings. So the Pergamum altar, for example, which you can see at the Pergamum Museum in Germany, or a reconstruction of it. So these are unique buildings, which is exactly like how Europa Barbarorum includes its unique buildings. And I have to say the recruitment system. So let's take a quick look. I think is done very much in the vein of Europa Barbarorum. So you can see there are a lot of buildings like the strategic fortifications, for example, which are, again, I believe strategic fortifications is a building that's included in Europa Barbarorum 2, and I believe this was influenced by that, or perhaps it was the other way around. I'm not sure. But in any case, I'm glad to see that there are a lot of these similarities because, as I think everyone, all the fans of the channel know, Europa Barbarorum 2 is, and 1, perhaps my favorite mods of all time. But I have to say, I enjoy the art style here. The unit cards, the faces look a little odd. But other than that, I think they look fairly clear. There are some that look a little similar, like these Thracian peltasts and Thracian javelinmen. So the peltasts are slightly more armored, right, than the javelinmen, but they look very similar, right? So that could be a little annoying for a lot of people. But I have to say, the other thing about this mod is that the AOR, the area of recruitment system, is very well done. So, for example, you've got recruitable here. You've got Thracians. You've got Carians, of course. Caria is down here near Halicarnassus. You've got more Thracians, but this totally makes sense. And then Lydian Lancers, so some Lydian cavalry. Of course, Lydia right here in Sardis. I really like the AOR, so I'll show off a couple other factions and show off some other units that are recruitable in this mod in different regions. Of course, Eastern Infantry is another unit that's recruitable in this mod. So 10 out of 10 for this mod, of course, because Eastern Infantry is, of course, the best unit, strongest unit in any Total War. I believe everyone agrees with that analysis. So we've got our king, Philetairos Atalid. How old is he? He's 70. He's looking good for 70. And we've got our prince, Atalos, there. So let's join our armies together. And let's fight the Bithynians. Because that's what we're supposed to do. Okay, so let's get the phalanx together and besiege Nikaya. So, additionally, we don't start out with too much money. So let's perhaps go for gift estates to improve our economy. And let's end the turn. Dindiporis. Anyone with that name should join our family. And additionally, there are a lot of nice traits in this mod. So, for example, you have dynastic traits. So this is similar to Europa Barbarorum, but it's also a little more detailed in a lot of ways. So Atalids get a specific bonuses here. So influence, authority, fertility, loyalty for the Atalid family members. Additionally, you have nice traits like Nikephoros. So for kings, Hellenistic kings would usually take a title like Nikephoros, or Nikator, or a why am I blanking? Epiphanes, right? So those titles are all included in these traits for the king. So I think that's very cool to see. I do like very nice trait systems. So in Bithynia, we've got some Eastern Javelin, of course, Bithynia being a sort of Hellenized Thracian, barbarian, Eastern type kingdom all at the same time. You get a lot of different types of units in Nikaya. So let's bump up the tax rate a bit. So you can see it's not quite, in terms of gameplay, this mod is not quite the same as Europa Barbarorum, I would say. I'd say it's a little, it goes for a similar pacing in a lot of ways. But in terms of the military, I feel like this mod is a little more conducive for larger battles from the beginning, right? So EB, in a lot of ways, you have to really... Actually, you know, I'd say the balance is somewhat similar, because I'm thinking back to like EB2, and you can definitely get a nice stack of units, even if you've only got 2 to 3, 4 province, a small faction. You can definitely get a nice full stack. In the original EB, I think that was a little more difficult. But EB2 definitely changed that balance a little bit. So I think this mod is a little more similar to that. Yeah, I have to say, this mod looks quite nice. So the downside to this mod is that it's auto-resolve only at this point. So that's why this mod is in a bit of an early version, a 0.7 release. So unfortunately, it is auto-resolve only. They have not added all of those assets for the units just yet. There are a couple of mods like this. For example, the Bronze Age mod, which was kind of a sort of ported version of the Rome Total War Bronze Age mod, does not have battles yet, so it's all auto-resolve. And that's the downside to this mod as well as that one, which I want to talk about. I do want to talk about that mod Yeah, other than that, that's pretty much everything I want to say about this mod. It's unfortunate that I can't really show a battle here. But my impressions of this mod are very positive right now. It's got an excellent foundation, but I think they just got to get the battles in there because, I don't know, a campaign without the battles, even if it's as good a campaign as this one, it's a very nice campaign, very detailed. I really like this map, as I said, and I like the mechanics, I like the buildings. However, I do feel like battles are 100% necessary, so I can't really recommend this mod. It's not really for me. But, you know, for something like hot seats, where a lot of times they do hot seats as auto-resolve only because they find it a little bit unfair to do, you know, the real-time battles since you're fighting the AI. I think this mod is really good if you're doing hot seats with your friends and you want to do auto-resolve only. This is a good mod to do that with. If you are not a big fan of Total War battles, you can do this. If you really like the period, you can try out this mod. But yeah, my hope is that they add battles at some point soon. But in any case, I hope you enjoyed this video. That's pretty much everything I have to say about Diadochi Alexander's Legacy for Medieval 2 Total War. If you like the video, then consider leaving a like. And if you enjoy videos like this about the historical Total Wars and their mods, consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next one.